For a certain clearly defined body of believers, their church is in their living room, or, if they have one, their reading room. They meet and start at a regular time. They may even serve coffee. They might be accompanied by family members, pets, friends, neighbors, taking care with one of or more family members. Some who like to celebrate our Lord's Supper, that is the Eucharist, may have a dedicated bottle of wine and some fresh bread, fresh pita bread, anything but those dreadful little pressed flour discs with 1/10 of a teaspoon of bottled grape juice in a plastic vial. Ugh. Music likely is in the air, occasionally played by the worshiper, more often electronic. As a way to pass a pleasant hour, this arrangement commends itself. Worship it ain't. Worship, at the very least, requires additional people. To be sure, a neighbor or bored spouse may join you, reminding you the Christian faith is something that exists because a group of at least 2 or 3, as Jesus put it, have extended themselves to express their relationship to the living Christ. This reminds them that Christianity is not a solitary religion, that the spiritual union we share with others worldwide is a great blessing, a living thing. But some of this near solitary reading, music, and thoughtfulness exists not because people are solitaries, but because of the after effects of communicable disease. We as a people worldwide learn to keep our distance again and again during plagues in Europe and Asia. More recently, with flu and some other less communicable diseases, our anxiety level has risen strongly so that when the COVID series of flu-like illnesses arrived, we were ready to react and to overreact. Even the tens of thousands of annual deaths from flu over the years had not taught us to change our behavior in some ways. Some of these changes were extreme. The percentage of people who looked for new churches in the phone book dropped by 8%. The same as the decrease in people looking for recommendations from friends. Just visiting churches to try them out was down 24%. From where I sit, there's a good reason for people over 80 or with chronic diseases to stay home, just as they seem to be doing with department stores, just as they did in the past to a considerable extent with flu. But remember, you don't become part of the living church. When you don't become part of the living church, there are people out there who will miss some understanding of God, ways of practicing His love, and more that you could be teaching just by being who you are and in proximity to that individual. So look for imaginative ways to be able to deal with your anxiety, but to keep that sense of community with other Christians alive and well as we shall, indeed, from one epidemic to another down through history. Serve then Be the king's right arm.